I'm realizing I've not checked in with myself. I've not said, where am I in this? My physical, emotional, spiritual, mental self is screaming.
Yeah.
And I don't get to my wits' end a lot, but I am.
Wow.
And I love being in the hole with people and being there. But I feel like it's now starting to hurt me in ways that I've done too much work and it's already been too hard. And I don't want to go backwards right now.
Welcome to Wait, Let's Talk About That, the podcast where real people work through real moments, live and anonymous. I'm Dr. Lee Long.
And I'm Lila Pond, and today we're talking about something a lot of people carry quietly. What it's like to be the steady one for everybody else all day and then come home to a quiet house and realize you don't quite know how to be steady for yourself.
There's a version of us that the world gets to see, capable, patient, holding it together. And then there's a version that shows up when no one else is watching. Those two don't always match.
And that's where the wait method comes in. One simple question that creates just enough space to change the whole moment. Where am I in this?
Yeah, our guest today is staying anonymous, and we're going to walk through it together in real time.
So before you put the for everyone else version of yourself away for the night, let's talk about that.
So before we begin, a quick disclaimer. This conversation is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Although I'm a licensed professional counselor in Texas, this podcast does not create a counselor-client relationship. It is not medical nor mental health advice. By participating, our guest understands that this recording is public and consents to us editing and publishing this conversation. Do you confirm?
I confirm.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, well, welcome.
Thank you.
This is so great of you.
This is so cool.
I love it. You being willing to sit down with me and walk through some principles. These principles are included in a book that I have upcoming.
Oh, so exciting.
Yeah. And so what I've found is that the principles are pretty simple to understand, but what happens is that we're so ingrained when we are in an interpersonal exchange with somebody, we look at it as what are they doing? Rather than what am I doing? We look at it as like, if we look at goal-directed behavior, like we think, okay, well, what do I want out of this conversation? Well, I really want them to.
Yes.
And so we lose a sense of control. And so one of the things that I think is helpful is to walk this through with people in a way that we do it with real examples.
Totally.
So you had the task of bringing in some sort of interpersonal concern or interpersonal exchange. And so what do you got? What do you think?
Yes. Well, I'm a 30-year-old single woman in Fort Worth, Texas, and dating has been, it's been tough. It's not been an area that has gone super well.
Okay.
I recently got out of probably the best situation I had been in, seriously dating somebody for 6 months and thought we were headed towards marriage. And then it became just clear it probably wasn't the best, at least for right now. He's a wonderful person. So that was cool. A very healing experience for me in a lot of ways.
Wow.
And a lot of work that I had done through my own counseling and really invested in that in the last 2 years. Doing a lot of hard work to, I think, really dig into some trauma, understand that, how it has affected a lot of my behavior in dating relationships and how I viewed myself.
Wow.
It was a cool chance to get to show up healthy for the first time.
Yeah.
Still have some of those wounds and insecurities and kind of attachment woes show up for sure.
Okay.
But I really feel like for the first time, I was like, okay, I feel like I know myself. I feel confident.
I love hearing that.
Thank you. Yes. And my faith is super important to me. So just a dependence on the Lord in a super new way and just really calling on him in ways I hadn't previously.
Wow.
But then as the relationship progressed and just some things coming up with the person I was dating, what they were walking through, what they really hadn't hashed out yet.
Okay.
And what I knew I was ready for and what I deserved.
Got it.
I had to make a really hard decision. So
that sucks.
I know.
I'm
Yes.
sorry.
Thank
it sounds
you.
like you've done a lot. Like there's a lot that you've walked through that
Yes.
you understood you better.
Yes.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay.
Yes.
So what specifically should we try to tackle today?
Gosh, I mean, I heard what you said in terms of looking at other people and
Yeah.
in personal relationships.
Yeah.
And I think you said the word control, which kind of sparked a lot in me for sure.
Okay.
And just being a more anxiously attached person, having been with more avoidant people.
Isn't that an interesting thing that when we're
Yes.
anxiously attached, we do seek that
For sure.
avoidant?
Absolutely. And just trying to figure out that song and dance and kind of meeting them in the middle and then meeting you in the middle on that anxious avoidant spectrum
Yeah.
is interesting.
Yeah.
And there's so many different approaches to it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as you've gotten to know me before we even started, I'm open. So whatever you want to ask me or dive
Yeah.
into, happy
So
to.
when you said you did your own work of
Yes.
sorting through traumas and things, I'm not asking what the traumas were, but I'm just curious as to when you're sorting through all that stuff. Well, let me back up and ask this differently.
Sure.
You said that you recognized that the themes in this relationship were not something that I'm assuming that they're not something that you felt comfortable joining with or
Correct.
attaching to.
Correct.
How
Yes.
did you figure that out? What was the pathway you took
Yes.
to understanding that?
I think for so long in dating relationships, I was so focused on, well, how do I get them to like me? How do I get them to stay?
Okay.
And really conforming too much to what I thought that person wanted or desired. And
Yeah.
a big wound of mine is abandonment. And so just really trying to do too much and compromising too much, ultimately to have each of those relationships end. And then I'm the one left heartbroken and so
Yeah.
wounded, and just felt like it was a really vicious cycle.
And where did you find yourself at the end of that? When you say heartbroken and wounded,
Yes.
like where did you find yourself at the end of those?
I mean, unfortunately for me, a lot of my story was a lot of habitual sin and going to things that I think, even though I'm like to think of myself as a pretty emotionally intelligent person,
Right.
a weird other side of that is distraction and avoidance of really feeling those things for the duration that they need to be felt and processed through. I'm a high achiever, so I think I was trying to rush that process a lot
Yeah.
to ultimately get to the desire of marriage, but without really understanding myself rightly. And so then when it came to this dating relationship, I think a cool shift was I wasn't so focused anymore on, well, how do I really get him to like me and get him to stay? And almost hyper analyzing every single conversation and interaction to try to be what I thought he wanted or needed.
Yeah.
There was actually a cool chance where he kind of called that out in me and said, I just want you to be you. So I made a very active choice to just stop and to start showing up as me and knowing that, you know what, I have done enough work.
Yeah.
And before the Lord, he has restored and healed so much. I need to just trust this, and I just need to lean in and do it.
Yeah.
And then if that person that I'm dating, if that's not what's meant to be, okay, I can trust that. Because again, as a believer, I've already been given God's best, which is Jesus. And so if this side of heaven, this person who I'm dating is not the Lord's best, I know he will give it to me because I already have it.
Right on. So,
Yeah.
so your process was, I'm looking to him to say, I'm going to give you what I think you need.
Yes.
And so how much of your life has spent mind reading?
Oh, amazing question. Probably more than I am conscious of because I'm an educator. So part of my job is to understand. I teach 37 kids a day.
Gosh.
And their different makeups and needs and
Yeah.
strengths. And so that hypervigilance is a gift for my job in
Okay.
the classroom. I think it allows me to understand kids really quickly,
Okay.
maybe even before they understand that I'm doing it.
Okay.
But when it comes to interpersonal dating relationships,
Yeah.
it's a strength in some ways, but I think can become exhausting. And I think gets me focused on the wrong things.
Yeah.
And I think that control kind of comes in a little bit. And I've always been way too focused on, okay, well, what can I do to change and fix it and whatever, instead of saying, kind of having the I don't know, wherewithal, or just sometimes I haven't wanted to admit, gosh, no, it just is that person. And that's just something that they have to deal with. And no matter what I do or say or how I show up as, it's not going to change it. And it's also not my job to fix it.
And even that last sentence you said, it's not my job to fix it.
Yes.
How much for you was that a real, and still is a real struggle?
Yeah. Gosh, I think that's the hardest part.
Yeah.
Because the way I'm wired is as a helper. That's where I feel like I thrive, where I feel like my gift mix, my personality is where I feel the most confident in. But it can just so easily be derailed. Or, I mean, it's been abused in the past or just used for, it just doesn't all play out how it's supposed to. It's just kind of almost like the two sides of the same coin. Me being a helper is so great, and that is such a strength of mine. But when I'm unhealthy in it and how that plays out just can be, I think, destructive and just almost like I'm hurting my own feelings and wasting my own energy for something that that's not what I'm supposed to be doing in that space.
I think that's really well said.
Thank you.
One of the things that I heard you say is it's exhausting.
Yes.
And that I'm trying to achieve an outcome that I want.
Yes.
And what I'm curious about is, you've said a few times, like, I'm a helper. This is how I'm designed.
Yes.
I love that you know your design, because I believe we all come to this world bent in a certain fashion.
Could not agree more.
And in that bend or design, I think we have to take that design. I see too often that parents want to bend their kids in the way that they think they should go.
100%.
And what we do is we overlook those giftings, those unique, I think, beauty of what the person was designed to be.
Amen.
And so you're saying, like, I know my bend.
Yes.
I know how I came into this world. I am a person who loves to help.
Yes.
And I also hear you saying at the same time that love of help is also your greatest weakness.
Correct.
Is that fair for me to say
I
that
would
way?
say super fair.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And so the interesting thing to me is it's like, okay, how do we take a gift that, like you're saying, being a person who loves to help people?
Yes.
How do I take that? And my question would be, is how do we take that and then remove or safeguard that Achilles tendon?
I like that.
Does that make sense?
It totally makes sense. Yes.
And so I guess my big question would be, and this may be kind of a hard question or a harsh question. I don't mean it that way.
It's okay.
But help them according to whom? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Like, do you mean in my dating situation? Like, why am I helping them?
In any situation.
What am I?
Or helping them help, air quoting the term help.
Right.
According to whom? According to what you think is best? According to what they think is best?
Yes.
Like, even your students.
Totally.
It's like, I think you need this, little Sally, little Johnny. Like,
yes.
This is what I think is best for you. And when we think about that, is like, according to whom?
So true.
Is that fair?
I think that's fair, because I don't know. I think that parenting analogy is perfect. A big thing for me when I started just deciding, like, I want to dive in. I want to understand myself, break some patterns. I don't know. I just don't think it's supposed to be this way. And kind of another part, I guess, of being a helper is, I mean, my parents have told me stories when I was a toddler. I've always felt things to the nth degree.
Oh, that makes sense.
And I really saw it as such a weakness, something that was super wrong, that I needed to fix, I needed to harness. I felt that from my parents. And we've talked about that openly a lot. It's really been completely flipped, which is great. And I think the more that I tried to do that, actually the worse it got.
What do you mean?
I really thought for a while, if I could just feel everything less and be less, not be so emotive, where you're seeing it on my face and I am crying and I am getting angry and all of those emotions are really big.
Yeah.
I think if I thought, if those are less, relationships will be easier. I'll have more self-confidence. I'll have more peace. When really it was the opposite. It was understanding that my emotions are good things.
Right.
And the fact that I am able to feel them the way I do, and I can articulate them and name the emotion and tell you why exactly is actually such a strength. But the action steps I take when those emotions are happening is where it goes wrong. To feel that, to experience that is not wrong.
No.
at all, but what happens afterward. And an analogy I think of a lot that helps me now is just ride the wave. So, okay, I'm feeling highly anxious. Okay, here's why, but it's a wave that will pass. I don't have to grab onto it.
That's right.
And then, ride it out all the way till I'm probably in the ground.
Right.
Or if it's in an interpersonal relationship, bring it up or ask too many questions about it or kind of pick at it or just letting it sit for a second.
Yeah.
And that's really helped. And I think the more that I've just come to understand it, and for me, something that helps me all the time is just to get curious.
Yes.
And just to really dive into that.
Yeah.
It's allowed the emotion, it's still there, and I can still totally name it and everything, but there's not so much I'm doing, I feel like, that is destructive in relationships with my intense emotionality.
Yeah, that's really well articulated.
Thank you.
I can tell you've done a lot of work on this.
Yes.
Because I always say that it's like our emotions, like people say, oh, well, emotions are bad. Oh, the heart's deceitful and all these things. I'm like,
yes.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
However, we're given emotions as like I look at it as like it's a dashboard. It's a light on the dashboard.
Yes.
It's indicating something.
Absolutely.
And our tendency is to judge it or to ignore it. And I say we put duct tape over it.
Not good.
And it's like, okay, yeah. And that's where I think the path that you were headed and that totally makes sense.
Yes.
Like, I don't want to feel these emotions.
Right.
I don't blame you because they can be super intense, especially if you're a big feeler.
Oh, yes.
And so when we experience those things and we duct tape them over, it's like we lose a navigation system.
Totally.
The interesting thing is, and what I love that you said is like, okay, I know now how to see them. I know how to ride that wave, which I think is really appropriate.
Yes.
I know where the beach is. I know where that wave is headed. But then what do I do with that?
Yes.
And I honestly think that's where a lot of us get stopped or we get stuck is a better word.
I think absolutely. Yes.
And so I'm curious if you have any examples of like something, even if it's with students, of you feeling a big emotion, students, friends, peers, coworkers, whatever.
Yes.
Do you have an experience where you felt a big emotion, you've looked at the dashboard and said, okay, I think it's this.
Yes.
And then been stuck?
Yes. I think having the job that I do, it is so highly relational, which plays to a lot of my strengths, which I love. Right. But it's a job where if anything is happening outside of school that is also highly relational, that's not going well.
Okay.
It's very hard to turn all of that off, to then show up, to still be highly relational with, as a teacher, your kids really connect with you. And they almost, I've noticed, can sometimes feel what you're feeling or really sense it. And the energy in the room can completely change.
That's really observant.
It's amazing to watch sometimes. And I definitely felt myself, especially if like I'm having a hard dating thing and I'm just tired going into work and I'm weary. I haven't really landed the plane on, okay, this wave of emotions is coming. What am I going to do? I just haven't had the time to really process through that or take a beat and slow myself down. Yeah. I do feel like I show up with less patience, less understanding. My window of tolerance is a famous phrase I use, is really, it's closing.
Okay.
And so if anything were to go awry with a kid, or if they show up highly emotional, I feel like I'm not at my best to tackle that.
Okay.
And I feel myself being less patient, getting pretty angry.
Okay.
Not probably taking the time to, okay, wait, what's really going on right now?
Okay.
And then reacting appropriately.
So when you ask yourself what's really going on right now, how do you walk yourself through that?
I think it's just really looking at the student and having to, I think it's our biggest job as teachers, just to understand our kids' makeup emotionally. Because I think that just is how you literally tee off a day. And so if I am able to do that, going, okay, well, I know this kid's home life is like this. This has kind of been a pattern for them.
Yes.
Okay. What has worked in the past? What has not worked? Do we need to have a conversation? Do I need to kind of distract them? Do I need to change what they're doing? And my best with these, when I have kids that are highly emotional, I've taught 2nd, 4th, and 3rd grade now. I'm 8 years in. So I've got some good, and very different districts and campuses. But something that's been sweet, I think, as I've gotten healthier, that I've wanted to pass on to my kids is that your emotions are not bad. So you had to fight at recess and now you're upset. Now you're angry. That's okay. It is okay to be angry. It is okay to cry. What it's not okay to do is then go and punch that friend, go and scream in our classroom.
Right.
Do something that disrupts and affects other people.
Yeah.
So be angry. Let's sit here right now and let's talk about that.
Yep.
Let's talk about why you're angry, what made you angry.
Yep.
But then it's a wave that's going to pass and we're not going to act on it.
Yeah.
You are fully valid for the way that you're feeling, 100%. But it's what we do with it that really matters.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
One thing I want to just highlight, if I could.
Sure.
The first thing you do is notice where they are.
Yes.
Would you be open to me suggesting the first thing that you do is to be aware of where you are?
Absolutely.
Here's
Yes.
why. Where am I in this? If I could burn a question into our societal questions,
Yes.
my first question would always be, where am I in this?
Yes.
What do I have to give right now? Sometimes people look at that
Gosh,
and
that's
say,
so good.
Ashley, that sounds a little narcissistic. And I'm like, I don't know if you understand narcissism, because narcissism is really an empty self looking for the environment to tell them who they are and if they're good.
Yes.
And so I'm constantly drawing from the environment.
Yes.
As opposed to saying, no, I need to learn where I am.
Yes.
I have a set of values that lives above my head.
Yes.
For those of faith, it's their faith. For those not of faith, it's their value system.
Yes.
And the value system lives above me, so to speak. And my values, I'm informed who I am by my values.
Yes.
And then I offer who I am to another person. But if I don't know where I am, then how am I to help you, one, learn where you are, and two, help you learn how to walk out from where you are?
Oh my gosh, I feel like I want to just take what you just said and record it and play it for myself. I'm so with you. I think our society really misunderstands a lot of psychiatric terms, diagnoses, all of that. I was in a relationship with a narcissist that was abusive, and so that was gnarly. No, that was gnarly, but I decided to just educate myself and really come to understand it. And I think that difference in terms of, is someone really healthy, is what I kind of heard you saying a little bit, which was narcissist from my understanding. And obviously you're way more of an expert of this than I am, but it actually is somebody who is so deeply insecure that and it's so confusing because their behavior and their words, it's like you would think the opposite.
Right.
But they are so reliant on their environment to be feeding them at all times, to even function throughout a day and make a decision.
Right.
And then even who they're in relationships with, it's really confusing. It doesn't make any sense. And there's no consistency. The only consistency is their narcissistic behavior and how much they'll go after to just feed.
That's it. It's the narcissistic feed. Right?
Yes.
But the interesting thing is you're right. It is deeply insecure because there's a deep wounding.
Very deep wounding. Yes. But then what you said about asking yourself that question, where am I at in this?
Yes.
What do I really have to give? Am I really okay right now to be? I really wish I would have asked myself that more in my previous dating relationship because I was so concerned about him all the time. And where he was at and what he needed and what I could do or not do or say or not say, that I didn't check in with myself enough.
We lose ourselves.
Yes.
And what happens when we lose ourselves is then we're swept up by the wave and we're tossed around.
Yes.
And we don't know what's up and what's down.
Yes.
We don't know up from down.
No.
We don't know left from right.
No.
And so going back to your example with your student, if you have a highly emotional student who's having some sort of an emotional experience, it's like, yeah, that's not wrong. Yet where am I in this?
Yes.
And you're saying, like, if I have other things tugging at me, because let's be honest, we bring ourselves into every environment we enter into.
We do. Yes.
And so when we do, we're bringing in those impacts that live in our soul, so to speak, or our emotions. And so let's say you didn't get a whole lot of sleep that night.
Right.
And this sweet kid who's having all of these emotions has an emotional meltdown, we'll call it. And you're looking to at them,
Yes.
saying, gosh, where are you? And I think that's brilliant.
Yes. No, it's helpful a little bit, but then.
No, it's helpful a lot.
Yes.
Okay, I want to say it's helpful a lot a bit.
Okay, yeah.
And I want to bring us back to you first.
Yes.
To say, wait, where am I in this? What genuinely do I have to give?
Yes.
Because otherwise, it's like a philanthropic organization saying, I want to give money to you. I want to give you $100,000. Well, I don't have $100,000, so I'm going to go to the bank and I'm going to get a loan.
Yes.
And I'm going to give you that $100,000, and that's me giving out of me. And I'm like, it's really not.
It's actually not. Yes.
It's a pass-through loan.
Yes.
And you're the one paying the interest.
Yes.
And it wasn't given from the abundance or from what you have.
Yes.
So now that gift, as I air quote, is more, it's kind of more of a burden. And it's not from you.
No.
It's a pass through from the bank.
Yes.
Okay, what do I mean by all of this? If you're tired and you show up as much as you have to show up with, are you open to the idea that when, you know, little Johnny or little Sally, as I've coined them, if they show up and need 100 from you, but you only have 30, do you have the context for acknowledging I only have 30?
I hope I would. I think that's so good. I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to take this away. And luckily, our school's now designed where I work on a team of teachers.
Nice.
And so I think that's where, and I know a lot of us are really passionate about this, and I think it's the healthiest thing for teachers and students is to call on that teammate and to have the humility to say, I'm at 30 and I can't do this. Can you fill in and be the other 70?
Yeah.
So we can best service that kid.
So I'm going to push if I can.
Sure.
Let's say they're not available and you know that 30 is all you have to give. What I guess what I'm proposing or asking, if you're open to, is can that 30 be enough for the moment?
I know. I mean, that's where, as a believer, I would have to actively call on the Holy Spirit in that moment to say, grow my capacity, because I don't know. Or I have had situations where I've been more with my fourth grade students where it's appropriate, been honest to say, Miss having a really hard time too. And I want to be here for you. I want to help you with this, but I'm not going to be able to until you stop screaming or until you take a few breaths. I'm sorry. I want to have more patience for this. I want to be able to sit in this with you, but I'm not great either. And so.
Can I just press in here?
Sure.
Where are you in that?
I know.
No, wait.
I know.
Think about that. No, where are you in that? You're wholehearted.
Yes. Oh, thank you. I've never thought of it like that.
You're wholehearted. I don't want you to overlook that.
Yeah.
That, honestly, we cannot give 100% all the time.
No.
There's a quote by a runner named something Prefontaine. Why can't I think of his first name?
Oh.
Anyway, Prefontaine. And he always said to give anything less than your best is to sacrifice a gift. And I was sitting in my gym looking at that quote because it's painted on the wall.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I'm tired. I was thinking, where am I?
Yes.
I'm tired.
Yes.
I didn't sleep great last night. And I only have a little bit to give today. And I thought to myself, that's my best.
Yes.
That's my best. If we keep going with the 30%.
Yeah.
If all I have to give is 30%, that is my best.
Yes.
Because if all I have to give to this organization, this philanthropic organization that we magically brought out of the air, if all I have to give is $5, because that's all I have, is that enough?
Yes.
But if I have $100 million and I give $100,000 and that was my best,
yes,
is that enough?
I think so. I mean, yeah.
So if your student, the ones that you say understand that, I'm going to press on that a little bit if it's okay.
Yeah, totally.
You're teaching them that they don't always get what they want.
Yes.
And maybe sometimes the things that we need, it's like my need and your need have collided.
Yes.
And it's like, who gives? Well, I'm suggesting we both take, this sounds almost, to me, sometimes when I hear this, I think it sounds a little apathetic. Well, you got to take what you're given. But I don't think that that's the case. Sometimes I think we have to accept what is.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
It completely makes sense. And I think that was me towards the end of my last dating relationship was, okay, this just is what it is. And I'm realizing I've not checked in with myself. I've not said, where am I in this? My physical, emotional, spiritual, mental self is screaming.
Yeah.
And I don't get to my wits' end a lot, but I am.
Wow.
And I love being in the hole with people and being there. But I feel like it's now starting to hurt me in ways that, this maybe sounds, I didn't normally talk like this, but I've done too much work and it's already been too hard. And I don't want to go backwards right now. And I'm seeing a ladder out of this hole and I want him to come with me, but he's not even standing up off the ground.
Yeah.
But I know I need to just climb up this ladder right now.
Yeah.
And also realizing that it wasn't as much about, and I can even think about this with the student example, and again, being such a highly emotional person, I've just really realized sometimes it's not about feeling better all the time. It's about, for me as a believer, just being obedient and trusting that cliche, but just walking by faith and just saying, I have no idea where you're taking me. I don't know, but I know that to keep walking is the best thing that I could do, even if it's walking at 30%.
Right.
Just walking and just doing it and trusting that, again, as a believer, the Lord's shown up and he's done insane things in my life and he will do it again. But if even all I remember to walk 30% is that his son died for me and that's why I can walk 30% today, great.
I think that is holistically pivotal for us being able to show up honestly in our day.
Yes.
And if you think about where am I in this, the acronym, of course, because in this field we have to have acronyms.
I love acronyms. Well, education, we have 85 acronyms, so it's great.
Well, here's your 86th acronym.
Love.
Is wait. Where am I in this? WAIIT. Where am I in this?
Yes.
And I think the whole wait in front of it is to pause for a second.
Yes.
When you have a student or a friend or a coworker or somebody that you're dating and the question gets posed of whatever, like some interpersonal exchange occurs.
Yes.
Like with that student. And you're like, wait, where am I in this? I don't have the emotional capacity to be 100%. We're going to add a new character for little Timmy as he's showing up today. But I can say, hey, little Timmy, I'm so sorry. I'm just in a spot today where I need you to understand, like, we're going to have to walk through this differently together.
Yes.
I'm here, but I'm tired with you.
Can I ask you something in that?
Please.
Okay.
Ask away.
Okay. I think this is something that I've just been thinking about that I feel like is so important, but maybe, I don't know if I've been thinking about it wrong or just a new perspective on it.
Yeah.
But for me, a big thing, or how I felt cared for in relationships, or some of the best ones that I have, is somebody is honest to say, where I am right now is 30%, but they still show up and they're still moving forward. Is that right?
Yeah.
Or is it, obviously we all go through things where there's just going to be a season or a time where it's 30% for a while and you're not really showing up. But at what point do you kind of have to say, yeah, you got to start showing up? Or is it, even with your 30%, you still got to show up and move forward regardless?
I think that's a phenomenal question. I don't know that there's a wrong or right to it.
Okay.
Because I think that when we're drained, it's like, wait, where am I in this? Okay, I'm tired. The yelling, like, I'll take it to an example from me. There is a certain pitch of a screech, and I call it a pterodactyl scream, that it genuinely provokes like a full body response from me. And it's one of those where I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm totally out. But I know that. And so what I know is that if a person or if a baby or if a person has that screech, like when I had 3 kids, and when one of them was born, she had that pitch of screech that she could get to really quickly. And I knew in me that screech was going to take me away from being a loving parent.
Yes.
And so I had to think through, I know what I can and cannot tolerate and handle. Therefore, knowing me, how then do I work with you,
Yes.
my amazing, precious daughter, to not disconnect from you and
Yes.
say, I'm not going to show up for you. You scream, I'm out.
Yes.
And I think that's getting at the heart of your question.
It is. It 100% is.
And so for me, what it was I learned that if you gently blow in a baby's face, it startles them. And the scream would stop. Now, I'm not saying go around blowing in people's faces.
Totally. No.
But I do think that your question is so on point because it's looking at what do I need to do to care for me?
Yes.
It may mean when Timmy's like throwing a fit, I have to turn around and go, okay, where am I? I'm tired. Okay. Can I breathe through this? You talked about riding that emotional wave.
Yes.
I cannot help Timmy when I'm at the crest of the emotional wave.
Yes.
I have to let my anger, frustration, anxiety, whatever emotions it provokes, personally, I have to let those sort of subside. Then I can enter in. So yes, it's not a state dependent type. I mean, I'm sorry, it is a state dependent. It's not a trait dependent.
Yes.
Well, I'm just not going to show up. In other words, it's not an excuse to just bounce on the relationship.
And I just think I would pray that more people, I just think there's so much beauty and peace and restoration that comes when you get to know yourself well enough to then be able to even ask the question, where am I at right now?
Yes.
To then care for yourself best in those interpersonal situations, discussions, all of that.
Right.
To then be able to show up for other people.
100%.
Yes. Okay.
That's it. Because
yes.
If I, fall off of something and I break my foot, then if I get up and try to run on a broken foot to help you who fell too, I'm not going to be able to do that. So if I ignore that I have this broken foot and I cut I cut myself and blood's just spurting everywhere.
Yes.
It's like, wait, attend to that.
Yes.
And then you have a better capacity. And that may come like this, like that. It may be a 1, 2.
Yes.
But it's just recognizing.
Yes.
I will say, driving is a fun experience in our world. My passengers sometimes don't agree.
Yeah, totally.
But, I historically would have said that, if you cut me off, I'm going to be frustrated. No, I'm not. I'm going to be super mad.
Yeah.
But what I had to stop and look at is, wait, where am I in this? Mm-hmm. I am in my truck. I am okay. Like, yes, I do not like being cut off. It freaked me out. I was driving to the gym the other day. So it was like early in the morning. It was like 5 something in the morning. It was still dark out. And my dad and brother rode motorcycles. And so I've always been a person who is looking out for the motorcycle.
Sweet.
Okay. I'm always like, okay, I'm going to give them an extra car length. I'm going to do what I can to be a person that helps protect what they enjoy. And this motorcycle, I didn't see him, was like zipping through the lanes. And I moved over, I didn't see him. And then he zipped around me and gave me all kinds of really cool hand gestures.
Amazing.
And sarcasm hopefully noted. And I was like super frustrated because he zipped in front of me in a way that frightened me, but my frighten was more angry. But I had to stop and ask myself, because this is like a muscle. The more you use it, the easier it becomes. Right?
Yes.
So I asked myself, wait, where am I in this? I'm freaked out. I don't want to harm this person. And how rude, dude. It's super rude.
Yes.
Like I was trying to be helpful to you. And then I'm like, wait, where am I? Because I was so focused on him.
Yes.
I lost me.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Oh, I relate to that more than you know.
Therefore, I slowed down in my own head. I didn't slow my speed, maybe a little bit, but I slowed down in my own head and I was like, I don't need to protect you.
Yeah.
Like I can be in me. And I was like, okay, I'm safe. I'm okay. I don't need to be frustrated or angry. That was frustrating. I experienced my frustration.
Totally.
And then it went down. And I even said, I'm like, hey, have a good day.
Yeah.
I hope you have a safe drive everywhere you're going. But I'm releasing it.
Yes.
I'm releasing you. Does that make sense?
100%.
Therefore,
yes.
I found me because I have to bring me to we.
Yes.
And if there's not a me in we,
right,
I'm lost.
For sure. What do you do with somebody, though, that is unaware of, like, going back to the broken foot? They're not aware they have a broken foot. Or they genuinely, I mean, this happens for me as a teacher sometimes, but I've had this in my personal relationships.
Right.
They don't know how to.
Great question.
So that either they don't recognize the broken foot, they don't know how to, like, it truly seems like they lack, I don't know if it's self-awareness or the skills. I mean, just in those personal relationships, what do you do? Or what if you feel like you're the person that you're kind of showing them those things? Like, not intentionally, but they're like, oh, wow, I don't know myself in this way, or I need to work on this, or wow, this really is a problem for me. What do you do?
Brilliant question. You raised quite a few questions there.
Yes. Sorry.
What are you sorry for?
That's true. Nothing.
Good.
Didn't do anything wrong.
Not at all.
Yes.
I actually am glad you raised all those questions. I think that either they don't know or they're unaware. Honestly, this is why I wanted to sit here and why I wanted to do this was, one, to raise awareness, and two, to say, let's learn this together.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
I also think that sometimes we want something for someone more than they want it for themselves.
Yes.
And so as the teacher, we have to look at, I'm going to give you the information because that's what I know I can do.
Yes.
What's my goal for me? My goal is to give you the information as a student, and I have to leave it there.
Yes.
Because what you decide to do with it is your choice.
True.
Then can I keep coming toward and saying, have you considered this? What about this? Have you thought about it this way? And I decide that those are questions and interactions that I'm wanting to engage in.
Yes.
That I feel committed to or desirous of, feel good about, like it's not taking a part of me. But what happens is like, to me, I don't know that the behavior fully changes.
Yeah.
What I think changes is the mindset of where I am in my own space, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Therefore, we look at it and say, what's my goal here? Well, my goal is to lay it out. But a lot of times my goal is for the student to get it.
Yes.
And it's like, I don't have control over that.
No.
Therefore, my goal, if my goal is the student to get it, in your case, then I've lost power. I know sometimes people feel really uncomfortable with the term power, but I've lost myself.
Yes.
Because now, I asked you about mind reading.
Yes.
It's like now I've left my own body, so to speak. Like if we could put this metaphysical example into a physical realm, it's like I have left the building. I've gone into your building.
Yes.
And I'm trying to help you rearrange your building. But what happens to abandoned buildings?
Yeah, I mean, they become decrepit, awful. I mean, it doesn't go very well.
Right. They're not cared for.
Yes.
They're not looked after. They begin to look unrepaired or in disrepair. And that's the way we are. And you're saying like, yeah, one of my relationships was with I think you said a gnarly narcissist.
Yes.
That's my favorite.
Thank you.
And you think about like, why would that be something that I would give myself over to? It's because they're asking for me to come and take care of their building.
Yes.
To shine their building.
Yes.
Not to make their building better, but to make it more beautiful and make me look good.
Yes.
And as a helper, that is it's alluring. However, it's like if I leave my building, my building begins to fall apart.
Oh, yeah.
And so the whole theme in all of this is, where am I in this? I'm sorry, I can't give that to you. I mean, there's times where people in my life have asked me for something and I'm like, I can't do that right now. I can't have that conversation right now.
Yes.
I want to. I know you need it.
Yes.
But I don't have the emotional capacity to offer that. So I'd be drawing from something that isn't me. I'd be abandoning my own building.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
It totally makes sense. And I feel like that's a hard thing for me because I think I take that as selfish sometimes.
Most of us do.
Yes. But I see and hear the health in it. And I just think it's the cliche phrase, I feel like since 2020, but we're such a consumeristic, immediate gratification society. And I think especially in relationships, because everybody really at the heart of it wants to feel secure.
Yes.
Wants to be known, wants to be picked, all of that. And I've experienced where, I guess, rushing that or just trying to make it happen so badly that you don't end up even really getting what you wanted or what you hoped for.
Correct.
And because, oh no, if it's all these timelines we put on ourselves or measuring sticks even, I feel like that, I don't know who puts them up. I mean, this has happened for me in my life where I had this measuring stick and I thought everybody else was looking at it too. Going, she's not here, and then she hasn't done this, and this hasn't happened for her yet, and then this is still hard, and whatever, and nobody else was.
No.
And so when I finally decided to take it away, that was really helpful. Of just nobody's saying that or thinking that. Why am I?
That's exactly right, because there's that mind reading again.
Yes.
I bet they're thinking this. I bet they're thinking that.
But I still feel like what I'm working on is that checking in with myself and saying, where am I at in this right now? What can I really do? And just being honest enough to say, oh, I can't.
Right.
And just telling people that feels really hard
it
for
does
me,
feel hard. Yes. Because here's the thing. I want to say two things, if I may.
Yes.
One is that it feels selfish.
It does.
But when we think about why are we willing to give that? Because what are we after? We want to be measured appropriately, and we want them to see it. I don't want you to think poorly of me.
Yes.
So now I'm going to be very gentle with this.
It's okay.
But doesn't that sound a little more self-concerned?
For sure.
Is that I want you to tell me that I'm good?
Yes.
As opposed to saying, hey, I'm not good.
Yes.
And I can't be there. So it's really flipping selfish on its ear. Sometimes it may be more selfish to go and give of myself because I'm looking for an accolade as opposed to saying, I have to do it myself. The second thing that I wanted to say is, we all want to be picked. We do. What I'm pressing for is, could you pick you first and know that at the end of the day, no matter what, I pick me, not in a selfish way that is overtaking other people. I pick me at the expense of you.
Right. That's a good distinction.
I'm not going to overlook me. And that when I pick me, I have been picked.
Yes.
Now, do you agree to pick me now?
Yes.
Now, may I join your team? My value is not determined extrinsically. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. It totally does. It totally does. And I felt like I got to experience that a little bit in my decision to break up with who I was dating.
Yeah.
I think that was such a theme for so long for me, was just being so focused on that, and that was going to make everything okay.
Yeah.
And it really just brought up so much more chaos into my life.
Yes.
And, I was so ready. I think I had gotten to the point of like, okay, I've gotten some exercise in picking me. It's not perfect. I'm still really working on it.
Sure.
And I really want to be on a team with you. But I'm realizing, I don't know if you really want to, or maybe I can't even answer that. I don't know if you can right now.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to do that.
And I think the thing that I want to press in, if I may, is I don't know if I can under these circumstances.
Yes. Gosh, that's so good.
Thank you so much.
You're so
for
welcome.
showing up today.
Yes.
And just opening yourself up in this way.
Totally. Yes.
And hopefully it's been helpful.
It has, for sure.
It's been very enlightening for me and helpful. And just trying to help get this message across.
Gosh.
Finding yourself.
Yes.
Where am I in this?
Yes.
Wait.
Say that acronym. I'm going to take for sure.
Yeah.
It's like one of my new things I have in my mirror, and I love that. Yeah. So thank you for that tool.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
That's our time for today. Thank you to our guest for the courage to do this out loud, anonymously, but oh so honestly.
Absolutely. And if something here landed, sit with the question that started us off. Where am I in this? Not the version you perform all day, just where you actually are, so you can meet yourself there instead of walking past yourself.
This has been Wait, Let's Talk About That with Dr. Lee Long
and Lila Pond. Take care of yourself and take care of your people.
And we'll see you next time.